welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're doing something super fun. We are going on a trip, but not just any trip. We're setting up a practical, real-world scenario to help you completely master everyday Brazilian Portuguese. Whether you're literally packing your bags for vacation right now, or you just want to learn how to navigate the language like an actual local, we're going to build your vocabulary chronologically, exactly the way you'd use it from the moment you start planning.
So, I've got to ask you right off the bat, pronto para viajar pelo Brasil? Are you ready to travel around Brazil? We are diving headfirst into the ultimate survival guide for navigating this incredibly beautiful country. We'll cover the absolute essential dialogues you need, and maybe more importantly, we're going to help you dodge some very common language traps along the way.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is your official travel itinerary for today. We're going to start at the travel agency, move on to transit and directions, check into your hotel, and finally, my favorite, explore the restaurants and food.
Starting with Section 1, Agência de Viagens, booking the trip.
Picture this. You're sitting right across from a travel agent. If you want a classic Brazilian getaway, they might suggest a cruzeiro, a cruise. They'd probably describe an amazing itinerary where you sair de Santos, leave from the port of Santos. From there, you might fazer escala no Rio de Janeiro, make a stopover in Rio. And obviously, while you're on the ship, you'll ter shows on Noite e Piscina, have night shows and a pool. It's really the perfect way to start building up that vacation vocabulary.
The core phrase you absolutely want to lock in here is uma viagem de barco, a boat trip. Get this one memorized because it completely wraps up our booking phase. All right, the trip is officially booked. Let's fast forward to the moment you arrive in Brazil.
Sección 2, Transportes y Direcciones, Transit and Navigation.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is our very first language trap. You've landed, the sun is shining, but you've got to get around, right? Well, if you learned Portuguese from a European textbook, you might try asking for the comboio or the autocarro. But if you actually want to sound like a local in Brazil, drop those European terms entirely. A train is a trem, and a bus is an ônibus. Stick to those two, and you'll navigate smoothly. And the comparisons continue here with language trap number 2. If you're on the subway and need to change trains, in Europe you'd say mudar, but in Brazil you trocar lines. What if you're renting a car? Do not hand the person at the desk a carta de condução. Nope. Instead, present your carteira de motorista. Just keeping trocar and carteira de motorista in your back pocket is going to save you a lot of awkward confusion.
Let's actually put this into practice with a real-world scenario. Let's say you're trying to navigate the massive São Paulo metro. Step 1, pegar a linha azul, take the blue line. Step 2, fazer baldeação. Now, this is a fantastic, uniquely local phrase that just means making a transfer between lines. And step 3, descer na estação, get off at the station. Breaking it down step by step like this makes all these transit words feel instantly practical, doesn't it?
But hey, let's be real for a second. You're a tourist. You are inevitably going to get a little lost. When that happens, these two survival phrases are your absolute lifeline. Onde é a estação? Where is the station? And fica longe? Is it far? Seriously, memorize these right now. You're going to need them when you're wandering around looking for the nearest metro entrance.
Moving on to Section 3, O check-in, no hotel, getting settled.
Okay, so you successfully navigated the transport system. Good job. Now you're ready to check into your accommodation. When you walk up to the front desk, the receptionist is going to give you a few options. You might need quarto simples for a single room, or quarto duplo if you need a double. Oh, and if you want to look out over the beach, definitely ask for a room com vista, with a view.
Actually, scratch that. Before you even talk about the room type, this is your go-to conversational opening at the front desk. Tenho uma reservação para esta noite. I have a reservation for tonight. Say it with confidence. Tenho uma reservação para esta noite. It instantly tells the staff exactly why you're there and gets the whole check-in process rolling without missing a beat.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this all builds. Restaurantes y comida, enjoying the food scene.
Let's face it, this is for sure the most delicious part of our itinerary. But right as you sit down at the table, bam, we hit language trap number 3. In Portugal, you'd ask your waiter for a emenda. In Brazil, they might look at you like you have two heads. You need to ask for o menu, or even more commonly, o cardápio. Knowing exactly what to ask for sets the stage for a really great meal.
And honestly, looking at this slide brilliantly illustrates exactly why you want that menu. Look at the crazy visual diversity of dining in Brazil. On the left, you've got the traditional mouth-watering churrasco, that world-famous Brazilian barbecue. But the country is so incredibly diverse. On the right, you see comida italiana. Cities like São Paulo have this massive Italian influence, meaning you can literally get world-class pasta right next door to a traditional Brazilian steakhouse.
Or, maybe you're totally exhausted from sightseeing and just want to order late-night delivery to your hotel room. Let's break down a highly culturally relevant pizza order. Step 1, the order itself. Meia margarita, meia frango con catupiry. That's half margarita, half chicken with this amazing creamy local cheese called catupiry. Step 2, the crust. You absolutely have to ask for borda recheada, stuffed crust. Trust me on that one. And step 3, the payment. The operator is going to ask you how you're paying.
So the absolutely crucial point here is this exact phrase. Qual a forma de pagamento? What is the form of payment? Whether you're ordering a late-night pizza, buying a cool souvenir at a market, or paying for a guided tour, this specific question is going to come up in practically every single transaction you make in Brazil.
Okay, if you do go out to a restaurant, here is your rapid-fire ultimate cheat sheet for dining out. Not sure what to get? Just ask, o que me recomenda? Need dietary options? Tem algo vegetariano? When you finish your meal and want to compliment the chef, tell them, a refeição estava excelente. And if you're paying in cash and want to leave a tip, simply say, fique como troco, keep the change.
And to wrap the whole shebang up, to officially end your restaurant interaction and essentially conclude our day's itinerary, you just need the classic phrase, a conta, por favor. The bill, please. It's polite, it's direct, and it's exactly what you need to wrap up an amazing Brazilian dining experience.
Well, there you have it. We've navigated the travel agency, the metro, checked into the hotel, and successfully ordered food at a restaurant. You now have the essential building blocks to really communicate and connect with the locals. So, I want to leave you with one final thought to provoke your trip planning. Qual será o seu primeiro destino no Brasil? What will be your very first destination in Brazil? Keep practicing these phrases, and I promise you're going to be more than ready for the trip of a lifetime. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy travels.